Hello everyone, so today I wanted to give a quick review of a product I've been using for a long time. These Hidom air pumps, I've been using them for a long time now and I think they're absolutely great for what they do and for the price of them. You can get them off Amazon. I always make sure I buy them off Finest Filters. I've used Finest Filters for years. I just opened a shop, Finest Aquatics, not far from me, and the shop looks absolutely amazing, but so far I haven't managed to get there yet. But I always make sure that I order my filtration stuff from them online. It's something I've done since about 2016 when I set up my 400 litre Aranda goldfish, fancy goldfish tank. And first time I ordered one of these, I can't find a review of them on YouTube. So I thought I'd do my own little review. I've never done a review before. But I felt this product deserved it because it's a cheap little thing, and when I first set it up I was just running air through an air stone, and then I was running internal filtration. Then I moved away from all that when it's salt water. But when I got back into freshwater fish keeping, I thought I'm going to try sponge filters. I wanted to go back to basics when I first got back into freshwater, and that's what I did. And I started running sponge filters in all my tank. When I actually look at it, I was buying internal filters, and by comparison they're really expensive, and all they essentially are is a sponge filter with a power head on top. So the first thing I like about this Hidom, when you've got a fish tank in the living room, you run an air pump of an evening, you want it to be quiet. When the house is quiet, you don't want to hear the buzzing of an air pump. And I find once these get going, they go really quiet. I can't remember whether, I've got 3 running in the living room now, I can't hear any of them. But I can't remember whether they're quite noisy when you first start them up and then they quieten down. I think they do. Another thing I like about them is they've got an adjustable. Let's get it out the box. Oh wow! I didn't realise they've got it's got non-return valves, check valves, and some air stones and quite a bit of airline in there. So there's a bonus. I forgot you got that. But anyway, there it is. And the thing I like about it, 1, it's quiet. 2, you get an adjustable little dial at the back, which you can turn the airflow up and down, which I find really handy, because if you run them on a small tank, you can dial the airflow right down and get the flow rate right down. I tend to use these with sponge filters. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll order a sponge filter to show you the type I get and give it a talk through that. So then it gives you more of an idea of what I aim for with these. But I say you could just run air stones and they're great for that, but it's also got a dual nozzle, so you can run 2 of them at once, which I've just noticed. Let's have a look. So you get a T-piece in here, so if you only wanted to run it on 1 tank, you could cut the hose so you have the 2 nozzles going through the T-piece into one and run 1 air stone, and it's got a non-return valve, which is really handy. But as I say, these are a great piece of kit for what they are. You know, when you consider an internal filter's probably going to cost you the best part of 50 quid nowadays. This was, I think it was about £15, and then sponge filters are £5. So for 20 quid, you got a filter that's more, you know, it's more adaptable. You can turn the flow up and down. That Fluval one there's got one, but I think they're in the best part of £100 now. In my mind's eye, there's no competition price wise. You can run how many of them? And the 4 watts, 4 watts, 4 watts. Cost buttons to run. So I was going to say, if you're running something like a high-tech planted tank, then it's probably not something you'd want. But if you're running something like guppies, goldfish, just a basic setup, or a low-tech planted tank, I think it'd be great. And the ones I've got 3 going. So I've had one for 6 years, I've had one for about 2 years, and I've just set one up about 6 months ago, and I haven't had a failure on any of them yet. With other air pumps I've bought, and within a couple of months they failed and I've had to go and get a new one. So go get yourself one. If you're into fish keeping on a budget, it's a great way of filtering your tank. If you just want more airflow in your tank, more circulation, it's a great way to do that. For the price of it and the cost to run, it's an absolute bargain. 15 quid, you know, if you buy a sponge filter as well, that's 20, 21 quid, something like that. It costs absolutely nothing, it costs nothing to run. And even if you bought one and just put it in your cupboard, just in case your existing filtration failed, then you got a backup. It's cost you nothing, and it costs nothing to run. Well, it costs virtually nothing, and it costs virtually nothing to run. It's a cracking piece of kit for what it costs. It's definitely a piece of kit I'd recommend to any fish keeper. So go get yourself one.